This episode of the Martial Arts Icons podcast is brought to you by Twin Dragons USA. Twin Dragons USA. Etsy.com/shop/Twin Dragons USA. Hello and welcome to another thrilling installment of the Martial Arts Icons podcast here on the Media Icons Broadcasting Network on Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com/Media Icons Broadcasting. This is Martial Arts Icons podcast, and today we have a very, very special guest continuing our chats with Dux Ryu Systems Masters. We have a very special guest. He's a 5th degree black belt in sport karate and taekwondo and instructor of the Dux Ryu Martial Sciences FASST system. Joining me now is Master Jack Hyland. Hello, Jack. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
It's good to have you on the broadcast. We just had Sky Benson on, another great Sensei over at the Dux Ryu system, so it's great to have you on.
Oh, thank you. I listened to that. That was a really nice interview.
Oh, thank you. We've had so many greats on the Martial Arts Icons podcast from Dux Ryu and the Black Dragon Fighting Society, IFAA, from Master Mescal to Master Ashita Kim, and you guys are just a fountain of knowledge when it comes to fighting and self-defense.
Yeah, very knowledgeable people, and they're great to talk to.
Absolutely. So tell us how you got started in martial arts. You're a 5th degree black belt in sport karate and taekwondo. Is that correct?
Kind of. I'm a 5th degree in the Dux FAST system. Background, a lot of stuff, from point systems to full contact, amateur kickboxing and professional kickboxing. Still work with the stick fighting.
Right.
A lot of people I've been fortunate enough to train with. But your stated question was, I started early 70s, and there's a lot of stuff on TV. There's a heavy influence, and to me, it's like a lot of kids getting bullied or picked on. You had to either, stand up for yourself in one way or another. And
right.
There was a school down the street, and been at it ever since.
Right, your local dojo, you got started there, and then eventually your teacher was Frank Dux.
Very influential, very inspiring, very nice man. Knowledge is really great, and I was fortunate that he was in the area and was able to train with him.
Right, and you ended up coming to Los Angeles to train with him because you're in Washington, right?
Correct. No, I was down in Los Angeles for different reasons, but I was trying to get into the film business as far as stunt work with my background, and came across his school, and I think I met one of his other students at the time that was up in Meyer in Washington in the early 90s. I think it was that or the late 80s, and that was my first introduction. And then ran across it again, moved back up here and started investigating, trying to find something else. There was nothing going on around here that would expand my knowledge or skill sets or anything. It was the same thing, cookie cutter type mentality.
Right.
And I did some research and happened to find a phone number.
Right. You ended up training, having Frank Dux as your sensei, and you teach his system of fighting, this advanced system known as the FASST system. Right. Tell us about that.
Like, what would you like to know?
Right. What applications they are? I mean, it's obviously it has to do a lot with speed and the biomechanics of speed, and as you guys put it, the angles of evasion, the 12 angles of attack and evasion. I mean, these are all things that fighters need to know. You know, how to build this dynamic footwork that Dux FASST. This Dux FASST technique teaches.
Yeah, that's very true. It's applied technology, so it doesn't really matter what system. It's not a new system in the sense where you have to forget where you trained before, and it just enhances what you already know and looks at it from a different perspective as far as angling yourself, having that triangle of force, where to put it, how to use it as an application, and that really does change things.
Absolutely, yeah. You fight, like it states here, fighting more effectively. Focus. How does the FAST system enhance your focus? I mean, I know it's evolving from the original ninjutsu, now turning into more of applied sciences for actual street fighting and what would work in actual self-defense, correct?
Correct.
Right, tell us about that.
It uses your natural body motions. You're not really blocking per se. Like in systems where they have you block first and then do a punch coming from, like a rear hand punch or things like that. You're really playing the game differently. You're looking at things. The perception of what you're looking at changes very quickly. It's not a matter of blocking. It's a matter of hitting the closest target with your closest weapon. That might be in many different avenues. A hand technique, a knee somewhere to the body. It's trying to take the least complicated movements to downplay your assailant.
Correct. Incredible. And these are proven methods as they've been applied even by the government, the military over at the U.S. Navy. They over at Coronado Base. One of the teachers of the Navy SEALs. He says that they have in fact trained in the FAST course. So it's proven martial science.
That's what I understand.
Incredible. It's but they vouch for it in police departments and the military. And again, that's what martial means is for military, martial arts, military fighting arts.
Right, but he changed it to a science.
Exactly.
He uses the word martial science than an art.
And that's Sensei Frank Dux, correct? He's I believe the term was coined from Bloodsport, from Sensei Tanaka in the famous Bloodsport movie that Frank Dux is known for. They mentioned the martial sciences, and that's what you guys are teaching. That's where the term derives from.
Right. That's the correct statement. The arts are abstract. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Somebody's faster than you, that type of thing is where the martial science is what we've been shown and demonstrated on, it changes everything. That's where the science comes in. It's not just a change of words, it's the application that goes with it.
That's right. Right, some serious self-defense knowledge, the combination of many styles, not just one style of fighting.
Right. It's everything he learned, everything he knows, he's passing on to us, being the black belts of the system all over the world. So it's very much eye-opening. Just enhances what you already know. It's like turbocharges it.
Correct. Yeah, now tell us about the symbol that is applied to your dojo, specifically the triangle of four symbol. I believe there's a jellyfish on there. It's a very interesting symbols that the Dux Ryu Ninjutsu system uses. And, of course, symbols are very powerful, very influential. Martial arts is filled with tons of symbols. Tell us about your symbol in particular that's under the Dux Ryu systems.
My talisman is the jellyfish.
Correct.
Because I kept using the same words over and over again. I like to say go with the flow. And jellyfishes, they go with the current.
Correct.
And it mostly came back from my stick fighting. And one of my students said I would strike hard. He would just say that I just sting you with a shot. So that's where I was given the name the jellyfish.
Incredible, yeah. They use so many interesting, for the dojos, they use so many interesting animal totems. Like they have the mantis and all sorts of animals. And that goes back to I mean, even the Vikings, when they would wear the animal skins on their heads, and they believed it gave them cold power, right? I mean, it's just the symbols, the animals, totems, and martial arts, they go hand in hand.
Okay. I don't know much about the Viking lore at all. But from what I do know about the talismans, we don't give ourselves names. It's what our students, our fellow martial artists name us, give us our totem, because that's how they see us, and it's very respectful.
Amazing. Now, Dux Ryu, I want to go back to the Dux FASST system. It could be applied to many different martial artists in their specific martial art, like as in mine, like boxing, for instance. I am originally a boxer before a martial artist, or maybe it's the other way around, because I started as a kid doing Shotokan, so. But then I ended up boxing a lot more. Even to this day, I'm doing exhibition bouts. But boxing, I could apply Dux Ryu FASST systems to boxing.
Absolutely. It really enhances what you're doing.
Correct.
You understand how it works, and it's not complicated. It's not a hard thing to understand. It's just wrapping your mind around it, and that doesn't take too long to understand it.
Absolutely. And what would be some of the training techniques under the FASST system that a boxer would use?
Understanding the triangle of force, how to use the dynamic footwork, and you're using your closest weapon to the target, which is sometimes not what you think it is. You're so used to fighting a certain way, stepping to your right and throwing a right hook or overhand looping right. Looks good. You practice it a lot. Might not be the most efficient way to do.
Right, to execute
what you want to do, there could be a better way. But you get so caught up in the way you're instructed to do it through an whoever's showing you, that's all you really look at, is to come straight in, to hit hard, step back. So in boxing, it can change.
Right, and this would be best described as, the kinetic linking. That's what the Dux FASST system would help develop in a boxer. It would be the kinetic linking from your center of force and your power, and getting out of the other guy's center of force, and then striking like a jellyfish, striking fast and striking hard.
Right, but the kinetic linking, it would do how to develop that power. That's what the kinetic linking is doing. How to swiftly connect it. And yeah, like you guys say, striking like a jellyfish, but jellyfish is more just, the analogy is so-so. The kinetic linking is how to develop that power swiftly. And that's what's part of the FAST system. That's where the dynamic footwork, biomechanics.
Right, that's where it all comes into play. Yeah, absolutely. And you're open to coaching non-Dux Ryu students, right? Like you're just like also a coach who could also train. I mean, just anybody. It doesn't have to be Dux Ryu alumni. It could be independent students of the Dux Ryu. They could train with you.
Yes, it's you do want to develop your own students, so it would be advantageous to have outside people come in and work it that way to build them up. Right,
yeah, like a gym coach or a boxing coach at a gym. You're doing the same thing. You're teaching the FAST systems to any martial artist or anybody who's looking to become better, train better, be more effective. I mean, this sounds like it could turn you into a literal Super Saiyan overnight.
It could have that effect on some people, yes.
Amazing. Yeah, incredible. And, it's amazing also. You said you've been in martial arts since 1970s, since you were a child. So it also makes you a fan. You're also a fan of the martial arts. I see you have autographs from Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, right, with the Green Hornet, and you've been taking pictures with Benny Urquidez and Bill Superfoot Wallace. I mean, the who's who, and of course your sensei Frank Dux. You know the who's who of the martial arts world.
I've been fortunate enough to get introduced to them. Some of the ones I've just been able to get an autograph. But to me, people in the martial arts, you want to know about the people and their styles, the blood and guts era of the 60s. And, it's really inspiring to meet some of these people and how they fought and learn from them and their experiences. Hopefully that can transition over and you pick up some tidbits here and there.
Absolutely, yeah. You soak it up like a sponge. Now, are you also a member of the IFAA, Black Dragon Fighting Society?
Yes.
Incredible. So they made you a master. They recognized you as a master of martial arts.
Yeah. I'm a member of the Black Dragons, and their knowledge is amazing. A lot of people in there that have vast experiences, and they really like to share their knowledge, and that's what makes it really a great organization to be with.
Absolutely, passing down the teachings like Senzo Tanaka, the original Senzo Tanaka, who also trained Frank Dux, and I believe he trained Count Dante as well, if I've read correctly.
I don't know that information.
Right. But other than that, I mean, there's so many amazing grandmasters of the IFAA, and their teachings are literally just phenomenal. They can turn you into a lean, mean, butt kicking machine.
There's always that possibility in a lot of arts. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, the martial sciences, I mean, obviously it came from Bloodsport, the IFAA mentioned in Bloodsport. I've asked this question many times of many, Black Dragon Fighting Society members and Dux Ryu senseis. How important is the movie Bloodsport to both organizations, both the dojo of Dux Ryu and the IFAA? I mean, the lore is just incredible.
It's really a different story. It's about honor. It's really about honor. Where movies afterwards have all been about revenge.
Right.
So.
Right, the honor of fighting in the kumite for the fighters.
That's the honor of fighting, but the honor of representing your sensei, your instructor, everything he's guided you along. You're honoring that. That's what that is about, is the honor, not about revenge or anything else. And sometimes some of these thing about that show, if you get the time frame it's in, they did not know a lot about other styles, just what was in the United States at the time. So it was a hard way to find out what other styles are out there.
Right. Yeah, it's such an influential film with many fight styles fighting each other included. It was really the progenitor, of before UFC came around. I believe even the name Ultimate Fighter comes from your sensei, Frank Dux, who was coined the Ultimate Fighter. That was one of his nicknames.
Okay. Some of the stuff that some of the stuff that you're saying, I haven't heard that per se.
Right. No, but you can look that up. Yeah, the UFC is named after Frank Dux, his nickname, the Ultimate Fighter. But yeah, Bloodsport, I mean, it's just an incredible film. I remember being a kid and getting into ninjutsu by watching the Ninja Turtles, and then you flip the channels, and here's the movie Bloodsport, and you see blood flying and kicks and high flying kicks. And it was just a very impressionable for not just me as a youth, but I mean so many martial artists. It's left a long lasting imprint on.
Right, and I understand that, but a lot of the movies that the fights were really realistic.
That's another thing about Bloodsport. It was very realistic fighting.
For 5 minutes, it was over pretty quickly, and all the choreograph came across very authentic, and not to dish anybody else as far as but the theatrical movie releases of the movies before, you could tell they were very much choreographed a certain way.
They look staged, right?
Yeah. But that's part of film. That's a part of the film business.
Yeah, the choreography from Frank Dux in movies like Bloodsport and Lionheart, and they really capture the real-time aspect of fighting. He really puts it into perspective, into the real-time fight perspective.
That's how I viewed it. They're very authentic. It's very quick, very much. If you looked at them and like going to movies and seeing them, they were just different movies.
Right.
A lot of it, prior to it was a lot about revenge, and his were never. Bloodsport specifically is not about revenge. It's about honoring your sensei.
That's right. He goes all the way. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Frank Dux goes all the way to Hong Kong in the story, in the script. to honor Senzo Tanaka in this traditional underground kumite they have. And it's just, the movie speaks for itself. It's a cult classic.
Yes, it is. And very enjoyable to watch. Even now, I still like watching it.
Oh yeah, it's cool. They have it on the Roku channel from time to time, or the Pluto, or you go there, you can watch it right on any smart TV.
It's always on somewhere. It's always on.
It's incredible. It's been very influential to the dojo and to the Dux Ryu fighting systems. Now, again, people can train with you if they so desire. They could contact you over at your website, which is HylandFightingSystem.net, correct?
Yes.
Right. Where else could our listeners find you? I know I friended you on Facebook, but they could contact you and ask for a training session or training tutorial.
Yep.
And so on.
The website, Facebook, Yelp. We're kind of, you're always trying to use the multimedia to enhance your presence.
Correct.
And that's, as far as that goes, you can always contact me, the number, leave a message. That's, it's like anything, either by email or text.
I might be having a fight with none other than James Toney in the future, maybe with celebrity boxing. So I need a coach to show me the 12 angles of attack and evasion, hands on. So I might very well inquire your services, Sensei Hyland. So we could go and knock out James Toney. How does that sound?
How's that your challenge?
It sounds like a challenge. I'm one that's up for the challenges. It's really a gonzo journalism attempt from myself, actually learning the martial arts myself and then putting myself in the midst of a challenge, like a bout against Tony, which I believe that if shown properly, the 12 angles of attack and evasion that Dux Ryu's FASST system teaches, I think that fight would be a piece of cake. Not to be so cocky, but I think, it's a phenomenal martial arts science, and I think more people should be introduced to it, and that way people can defend themselves in this world. It's the best form of self-defense, I believe.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are very loyal to whatever systems they're in. But like it's always been expressed, to gain more knowledge, to be a better fighter, you have to go outside your comfort zone. And that might be training at different schools just to see what they're showing, see if it's something that works for you, see if it enhances your skill set, and move on. And I understand the loyalty, but you get to a certain stage in your training, you have to get into that uncomfort zone and start looking at different things and see if it works for you.
Correct. Right, and people can contact you again at Hyland Fighting Systems. Sensei Jack Hyland on the program today. I want to thank you for coming on, and we're going to see what happens with this bout I'm supposed to have against this, probably the greatest middleweight boxer in the history of middleweight boxing. He's like the Muhammad Ali or Roberto Duran of middleweights. Of course, he's retired, but an exhibition bout with a legend sounds like good old healthy sparring. Wouldn't you agree?
Sure. I would just keep your hands up.
Absolutely. Already giving me good tips. Excellent. Well, Sensei Hyland, thank you for being on the Martial Arts Icons podcast today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Chat with you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
That's right. Going to have Dux Ryu Martial Sciences in my corner, possibly. That's right. You've been listening to the Martial Arts Icons podcast. Sayonara.